Alright, so this is a tutorial I've wanted to do for a while. This is Isobend toroids. There are three types of toroids. There are Isobend, Antibend, and Probend. With Isobend being the easiest, then Antibend, and then Probend being quite difficult. I guess I will start by showing you what this pattern is. I'll start with one hand. Reversing direction with it. Two hands. And what this is, its most basic component is a figure eight, and this is sort of a manipulation of figure eights. So what we have here, Isobend toroids. You take this figure eight and take note of this point in the center that is called the cross point, where you actually make the cross from one circle to the other. And we're going to take this figure eight, we're going to bend it at a 90-degree angle and keep that cross point at the center. And right here you're just kind of viewing a side view of the figure eight, so you're not seeing the full thing, you're just kind of seeing this. And then this will be a top view showing you head on this, so you're basically seeing that right there, which is another way you can do toroids. So to make a toroid, specifically an Isobend toroid, imagine this blue box right here. That is the plane that this circle is spinning on, which is the circle that your hand is making. And you take that plane right here and you rotate it along that center point, which would be technically a point isolation. And that is where the term isobend comes from. And you rotate that in a circle. So basically, every time you complete a circle, that plane is going to get rotated. So say you do one circle, and now you're doing a circle with the plane over here, from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, and then back to 1. So, and this right here is basically what it's going to look like, ideally from the front, facing it straight head on, from a decent distance so that they don't really see the depth. That's sort of your ideal picture. And that's because they view the circle spinning head on. They only see lines, which is the whole idea. And a good way to, well, a couple good ways to figure out the orientation that your hand should be spinning in. One of them I'll show you is without a visual aid. This is, you'll say take this circle, you could be spinning it so that this is the center and it can be going outward or inward. I'm going to be going out at the center. So every time I rotate, go out and you continue the circle over here. Out, 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 and then come over here, hands getting in the way, come over here, out, and then over here, out, and then back up here. And the other way, this way helped me mentally visualize it a lot when it was shown to me. When it was shown to me, he used a piece of notebook paper, but I have this, so I'll just go ahead and use that. And you can think of this circle right here as the circle that your hand is spinning in, like so. So this would be coming inward at the center, the way I have it faced. And basically you can determine the way that your hand is spinning by taking this plane and rotating it to over here. So now this is the way it's going to get spun. And then when you come down here, this is the way it's going to get spun. And over here, it's that way. So it maintains itself coming inward at the center at all times. In, kind of screwed it up. And that's pretty much what the toroid is. So you could think of it as kind of continuing a figure eight, but with more lobes. So say you have this figure eight. Screwing it up. So you have that figure eight. And then now instead of going back to this loop, you make a third loop. And then you can make a fourth loop. And then it ends up going back where it started. So it's sort of like a figure eight with a bunch of lobes coming off of it. So it's not really like a figure eight anymore. And that idea holds true for anti-bend toroids as well as pro-bend. Is that there's always a switch at the cross point. So I'll go ahead and show you it again, a little bit of variations. So say you have out, 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 out. This one is really easy to get into from, say, this, because you can very easily turn your hands inward, coming in and in and in, oops, in, out, 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 out. It's easy to see which one I practiced more, the outward one. But that's one really easy way to get into them. You can also kind of mix and match them with other things. Like one of my kind of staple moves is pretty hard, but it's a quarter time 4-lobed Isobend versus 4-petal anti-spin flower. So you can easily kind of mix and match them with other things. And also note that it's very easy to change directions with toroids, unlike flowers, where when you want to change the direction but still keep your shape, still keep the same pattern, you actually have to stop in reverse. Whereas with toroids, you can just cross back the way you came without ever breaking your circle. And that's one of the most definitive things about toroids, is that the circle that you're making, it never stops, it never gets broken. So that's one of the most important things to keep in mind, to keep that continuous motion. So let me know how you like this tutorial. Sorry it came out as long as it did, but these are a little hard to grasp at first, so I wanted to give a good amount of information. Let me know how you liked it, and thanks for watching.